All right. Good afternoon and welcome to Perry Meridian Gymnasium. I'm Zach Irvin on the call today for our game with Perry Meridian versus the Center Grove Trojans. My partner today is Lucas Klipsch. We're looking forward to a great afternoon of basketball.
It's our first game with cheerleaders in the building, Zach.
Yeah, cheerleaders have been not allowed due to COVID restrictions, but it looks like we've got the green light for today. So,
Still no pep band though.
Still no pep band. It doesn't quite feel like a normal basketball season, but things are slowly returning to normal, I think.
Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of noise in the building today. We do have a good, decent crowd for the limited capacity.
Absolutely. So we're introducing the starters from both teams today. Center Grove, just down the road. Lucas, what can we expect to see from the Trojans today?
Well, they're a well-disciplined team, obviously coached by a shooter, Coach Zach Hahn, Butler legend. And so they shoot well, they move well without the ball. No big stars on the team, but they do have a lot of great basketball players and some experience. Several juniors and seniors on this lineup.
Very good. And I know Perry Meridian is coming off of a holiday tournament where they found some success. What are the Falcons looking to do today? How do they dictate play?
Just about every Mark James coached basketball game, you're looking to slow the pace down, take good shots, play solid defense, and rebound better than your opponent. The only difference with Perry Meridian is obviously star number 10, Jaden Taylor, averaging 28 points a game. He's going to decide whether we can be competitive today with this Center Grove team. So,
outstanding. Well, we're looking forward to it. To tip for the Falcons, we've got number 42, Patrick Schott, and Ethan Jones for the Trojans. Tip controlled by Center Grove. Number 3, Marcus Ankney, brings the ball up the court and gets the offense started.
Good ball movement so far by the Trojans.
Hacker around the screen, drops it down.
Great defense there by Schott.
Taylor coming the other way for the Falcons.
Oh, tough rebound by Schott. Couldn't finish. Falcons have got to close out and block out better than that, guy.
Ankney swings it around. Tyler Cerny with the miss. Rebound controlled by Mason Casaro. He drops it off to Reggie McDonald. Down the lane.
Couldn't finish the bunny.
Ankney back up the court for the Trojans. Fires the 3. No good. Rebound by Reggie McDonald.
Well, you can tell today that Center Grove is trying to push the pace. Coach James obviously wants to play a little slow.
Right, and that's just something we're going to look for today is the contrast of pace as we get Hamilton off the mark from 3. Rebound by Hacker for Center Grove. He brings it up the right side. Swings it over to Ankney, who passes it over to Tyler Cerny.
Nice disruption on the entry pass by McDonald there.
And he'll get the offense set. Now, what kind of defense should we expect to see from Center Grove today?
Well, I've watched a little bit of their film. They play kind of a 2-3 matchup zone right now. I think they're in man. But they're switching, trapping Jaden, trying to keep him from easy buckets. Didn't work that time.
And Jaden Taylor slices down the middle for 2. We've got our first score of the game. Falcons lead 2-0. Center Grove comes back down, misses the 3. Reggie McDonald gets the ball up to Jaden. Jaden slices down the middle again. Can't get this one to go.
That stop and go is hard to deal with, but he's got to finish that.
Hacker moves the ball over to Charlie Bemis, who gets the ball moving over to the left side. Falcons coming out in their traditional man-to-man defense here. 3 minutes already gone in the first quarter.
I would say so far this pace favors Coach James.
And Jaden gets fouled.
Fouled hard.
Play.
No easy buckets here. Trojans are going to be physical, and they're going to deny everything they can at the rim.
That foul's on Tyler Cerny for Center Grove. That's the team's first. Jaden Taylor to shoot 2.
Taylor at 28 points a game. He is a good free throw shooter, so let's look for him to knock down a couple here.
First one is good.
He's grabbing his head a little bit. Took a hard shot.
Now, we've already seen on offense Jaden slash to the basket a few times. Is that something we'll see a lot today?
The offense is not really geared towards ISO, but with Jaden Taylor on your team, you're gonna give him lots of opportunities at the bucket. Anything he can take, he will take.
Speaking of Taylor, he gets the steal, but we give it right back to Center Grove as Landon Hacker brings it up the floor. Moves the ball to the left side. Gets into the lane and scores for 2. That's Landon Hacker getting Center Grove on the board. Falcons lead 3-2, 4 minutes into the first quarter.
Both bigs out in the perimeter here, trying to get Taylor alone on Taven Jackson.
Taylor swings it over to McDonald, inside to shot, and his shot is rejected. And Center Grove heads the other way. Taven Jackson's entered the game for Center Grove as Reggie McDonald scores it the other way for the Falcons.
Jackson, of course, the younger brother of Trace Jackson Davis, IU basketball sophomore.
Yeah, and he's getting some looks for football. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's a 3-star prospect at a pro-style quarterback, so if he can get a little bit bigger, he'll probably play Division I at some point, maybe not for his first few years.
Center Grove had an outstanding football season this year.
Yeah, thanks a lot to him and several other D1 caliber players on their team.
Absolutely. As Jaden Taylor secures the rebound, takes it coast to coast for another Falcon score. Perry leads 7-2, 3 minutes remaining here in the first quarter.
A nice pass by Taven Jackson down there in that low post.
Jackson with the dish to Ethan Jones and a finish.
Looks like he can pass in both sports there, Zach.
Yeah, I think that vision would translate over to the basketball court if I had to guess. I would expect him to have a pretty significant impact today on the court.
I don't think Coach James is going to like that contested three early in the possession without much movement by Jaden. He's going to have to settle down now and just take what he can get. That's what he's been doing all game. Don't get frustrated just because he let a bucket happen on the other end.
Absolutely. The Falcons will look for a little better flow. Patrick Schott heads to the bench as John Joyce enters the game for the Falcons.
Joyce, a big tough senior. We got 6 seniors in this rotation.
It's a senior-laden team for Perry. So with that, I think there comes an expectation that the guys will play hard.
Yeah, it's not just Taylor. The 5 other seniors on this roster have all been here before. We've just got to put it together this year and be cohesive like we were through most of that holiday tournament. I'd say for 11 quarters of 12, we played great basketball and then just gave one up at the end to Pike in the championship.
Yeah, I think overall that seemed to be a positive experience for the Falcons, would you say?
Confidence booster for sure, especially the big win against Lowell in the first game.
Awesome. Taylor enters it into the post, gets it right back from Joyce, but he can't finish at the rim.
That's a great handoff by Joyce. Taylor, again, has got to finish.
Jackson heads the other way and scores 2 for Center Grove.
Well, he's an athlete. You can tell he doesn't quite look as natural on the basketball court as he does on the football court, but it's hard to deal with that much athleticism and quickness.
It is. He finished strong there as Center Grove pulls within one. Falcons initiate the offense here. Joyce handoff to McDonald on the left side.
Nice, another pass by Joyce. Great feed by Joyce to McDonald.
Joyce is really seeing the floor well early here.
Not known for his assist, but man, he's seeing the court well.
3 off the mark from Hacker, and the ball is up to Taylor, who finishes for 2.
I think Jackson opted not to challenge the shot and take a foul there.
Center Grove works the ball around the right side. Jackson gets the ball back for 3, and he's making an immediate impact on this game today.
Yeah, I think they bring him off the bench to kind of provide a little bit of a spark to that second unit.
Assist from Hacker. McDonald will bring the ball up slow here. Looks like we've got a little pressure here. Lucas, is that something Perry's going to have to deal with today?
It is, and I like how Hahn moved into it without much warning. These kids are clearly coached on conditions. So after that big basket with a one-shot situation, they tried to pressure us into a bad decision, and unfortunately for them, McDonald split the defense and scored.
McDonald with the great move here. Jackson gets inside.
That's one. It's a good quarter by Perry Meridian.
Great quarter by Perry, and we've reached the end of one. After one, the Falcons lead 13-9. All right. Back here for the second quarter. First quarter was a pretty good quarter for the Falcons.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that, Zach, over the last couple weeks. But we got to finish these halves. Take them one half at a time.
Looks like here out of the quarter break, it's a set play. Mason Corsaro coming off a couple screens. Jaden Taylor passes over to McDonald, who gets it over to Pendleton. Back to Corsaro on the right side. It looks like they're trying to establish some position inside as Taylor orchestrates things from the top.
And a lot of that post is just action to get Jaden alone.
Taylor with the pull-up.
Got him patient there, but there's a big... Oh! I thought they were going to call that on the Grovers there, but apparently it's on us.
Looks like we've got a foul on the Falcons here. That'll be an opportunity for Isaiah Brinker to enter the game. Coming in for Mason Corsaro. And it looks like the foul was on Center Grove, which is what we saw. So it looks like they got that cleared up.
Yeah, Joyce looks like he got pushed.
Swings it over back up to McDonald, who will work it around to Taylor. He'll get that ball screen here on the right side.
Yeah, they're going to get Jackson on that. He's lucky he did get that foul call. Got bailed out because Taylor just put him on his butt.
Yeah, it looked like that call could have gone either way, but maybe Jackson wasn't totally set. Taylor shoots the three and makes it. I tell you what, you give him that space, he's not afraid to pull the trigger on that.
He's confident. That's the big difference we've seen with Jaden over the last 2 years. that confidence has just grown. And of course, he's a Division I recruit to Butler University, so he's the real deal.
Jordan Bonds has entered the game for Center Grove, number 30, as they work the ball around the perimeter. Over to Bonds. Taylor Cerny passes it over to Jackson, who's working his way out of the corner. Gets inside.
More athleticism there. Jackson.
Can't finish.
That Euro step for Taylor and a putback.
I tell you what, Taylor is just so smooth with the ball in his hands. He gets easily to the rim. Couldn't finish on the first one, but stayed with it. Got the 2, and the Falcons are up 9 here early in the second quarter. Jackson with the miss. McDonald corrals the rebound up to Taylor again. He's looking to get inside. Makes a move, can't get that finish. Jackson with the rebound.
Jackson's motor is just outstanding.
Cerny with the entry pass to Bonds. Back out to Cerny. Shane Bennett also in the game for the Trojans as the ball works its way around the perimeter. Jackson will pop the 3.
Boy.
And it's pure.
He's having a game.
And after that 3, Zach Hahn wants to get a quick timeout.
Good ball movement by Center Grove. Good shot selection. They have a deep rotation. This team's not going away.
And Perry's just in that man-to-man as they work the ball around. Center Grove just does a little pin-down screen there. He gets Jackson open for 3.
Yeah, that corner 3, man. Couldn't ask for an easier 3-point shot. And he's got the green light to shoot, it looks like. He's taken probably 4 of them tonight.
So 5:32 left in the second quarter here. Perry up 6. What do you think the message is from Coach James in the huddle?
I often wonder. He's he never seems satisfied or at ease with his team's situation. But I do think he's probably happy with the way we've been playing on defense, considering all the missed shots from Center Grove and our lack of second chance opportunities. We're blocking out well, grabbing rebounds. I think what he's going to want to see more of is better shot selection on this end, especially by the star Taylor. He's got to be patient. I know he's got 12 of our 18 points, but he's got to be patient and let the game come to him.
Okay. Isaiah Brinker advances the ball for the Falcons as they look to start their offense. Casaro works his way around the perimeter, passes it back over to Brinker. Back to Casaro. Pendleton has position on the inside. They're looking to get the ball to him as Reggie McDonald works his way into the lane. Over on the left side, inside to Schott. Schott takes a dribble. Makes a move, and he's going to get the foul called on Center Grove.
Right now, Perry's trying to steal some minutes and get Taylor a breather. So while that's happening, getting it inside to the big fella shot is not a bad idea. He's got that old school low post game, up and under move.
He does. Foul there on the Trojans, Ethan Jones.
Looks like Taven Jackson and Jaden Taylor both getting ready to check back in.
That's 14 fouls on the Trojans as Jackson comes back into the game for the Trojans. Another interesting development. No fouls for Perry thus far. They've played the first 11 minutes without fouling Center Grove.
Well, Center Grove takes a lot of jump shots, so they're not going to draw as many fouls as you might if you take it to the rim as much as we do.
Shot.
It's an offensive foul.
Schott was able to convert one of the free throws, and on the other end, Center Grove called for the offensive foul, moving screen. And like you said, the rests for Taylor are few and far between. It looks like James was ready to get him back in the game after just a few seconds there.
Yeah, sometimes you try to buy a possession or two after the quarter break to just give your best player a little bit of a breather. But with Taven Jackson coming back in, he knew he had to get Taylor back in to compete with that athleticism and length.
Absolutely. Taylor fires from 3, just rings out. Center Grove will advance the ball up the floor. Bemis works it over to Hacker.
Good board by Pendleton.
Ethan Jones with a drive and miss. Rebound controlled by Perry Meridian as they work the ball around. Pendleton up top over to Taylor.
Taylor looks hungry with Anthony on him, doesn't he?
He did. He sure sized up that matchup. It was like you could see the eyes get big. And he draws the foul on Ankney for Center Grove.
Probably a better outcome than what would have happened had he not grabbed.
Now, Ankney's starting as a sophomore for Center Grove. Do you think Jaden has the awareness to know that when he gets that sophomore on him, he wants to take advantage?
Oh, yeah. You could tell.
McDonald works it over to Casaro. Pressure there from Center Grove forces the turnover. That was Hacker,
senior leader, one of their toughest players. I watched him in that Bloomington North game. Him and Ankney both were hitting some shots, hounding their opponent all over the floor. And that's kind of what defines this Center Grove Zach Hogleg team. That Butler mentality.
The Butler mentality. Gritty, not pretty, as they say over there.
Now, Zach, you're a Butler grad.
I am a Butler grad. They take the basketball pretty serious over there, as they do at a lot of schools in Indiana.
Not having a great year this year, but they're young.
They're young. They're young. Playing a lot of freshmen this year. I think Jaden's going to have a great opportunity once he goes there to help him. He's got the size, the athleticism.
That scoring mentality they need, because they really can't put up a lot of points right now.
That's right. He'll be able to contribute for that program as soon as he gets over there. But a lot of work to be done this year for the Falcons as we come out of that 30-second timeout. Falcons lead by 7 here, 3:35 remaining.
Oh, nice.
As we get a cut.
Pass.
Good play out of the timeout. Finish from Ethan Jones.
You got to love the coaching out of the timeout by Hahn. Great play call. You always want to get a bucket and get that confidence up for your team after a timeout.
Absolutely. And it looks like James is countering with the motion. We get Jaden up top.
And he shuffled the feet.
Oh, travel. I don't know that I saw that one, but he must have shuffled the feet there.
It was one of those little mini hops they often don't call. You never know in Indiana high school basketball. If it's a travel, they're going to call it.
That's right. Marcus Ankney bringing the ball up the floor. Drops the ball off to Bemis. Works it back over to Ankney, who gets inside and draws the foul on McDonald.
I think that's what Center Grove needs to be doing a little bit more of. Try to get us into the position to foul. You got to step on McDonald that time, and really Reggie had no choice.
First foul on McDonald, first foul on the Falcons. As Ankney will be at the line for 2 here. I think a couple things with the first foul coming with 3 minutes in the second quarter. I think you're always happy if you can keep the foul total low, but do the Falcons need to be even more aggressive? Does it mean they have opportunity to turn up the intensity, or are things just where they want it?
I think they're just where they want them, and with 6 fouls on Center Grove, yes, turn up the intensity on offense. Get to the rim. Force their hand and try to get into that situation where you're into a double bonus before the end of the quarter. Oh, Joyce missed Reggie underneath the bucket. He's made a couple of those passes already today.
Ankney was able to convert the 2.
Nice look by Joyce.
And Taylor comes back at the other end for Perry.
He has 3 assists from John Joyce in the post.
Joyce is really seeing the court well, and Jaden taking full advantage with that nice cut down the middle.
Joyce is earning minutes this way.
Hacker over to Jackson, who gets it over to Ankney. Trojans looking to get the ball inside.
Jones is long. Oh, that's a tough call.
Here on Pendleton.
I might let him play there. He looked vertical to me.
So Jones will be at the line for 2.
Thanks to our video delay, we can watch a replay of this.
That's right. First one is good from Ethan Jones. Substitution here as Zach Douglas will enter the game for his first action today, giving Pendleton a breather for the Falcons. It's a 4-point lead, 21-17, Perry.
It's a tough swing.
2:13 remaining.
I don't know how you play that any better.
As Jones is able to make it a 3-point game. Looks like we're seeing a little full court pressure here too from the Trojans.
Yeah.
Almost a travel there. Didn't quite pick up that pivot foot as the Falcons get it across. Swings it over to McDonald, who gets inside and finishes for 2.
Reggie with a double clutch. We need to see that out of Reggie if we're going to be competitive this year.
Jackson over on the wing, swings it over for 3. Ankney gets knocked down, no call.
That was Hacker. Hacker's a great shooter.
Jaden Taylor, coast to coast again, and finishes for 2.
Now, I don't know what you do about that.
That's the bread and butter for Jaden today. He's been able to do the coast to coast 3 or 4 times. It's really provided a nice spark for Perry. Jackson on the other end.
Good defense. Looks
to penetrate, gets it over to Hacker, who swings it around to Jones. Jones moves inside and throws it away.
Zach, it's one of the reasons I say I don't worry about the faster pace, because we don't get befuddled by the full court press, as proven against Bloomington North. What our challenge is just taking bad shots, and so far this quarter, really this half, we haven't done a lot of that.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Perry's really taken any shots that they've been uncomfortable with.
There have been a couple from Taylor, but you'll have that with a guy who scores almost 30 a game.
Right. They've been able to get inside the lane, work the ball around. Things are kind of happening on their terms.
I love Joyce. He doesn't even look to shoot.
Oh!
That was almost another easy dump-off pass. Joyce just threw it out of bounds.
Good look, good cut there by Corsaro. They just couldn't connect. 49.7 remaining on the clock.
Coach James is not even willing to look at the court at this point. Frustrated. He knew that was an easy
He knows there
layup.
was an opportunity missed there to get 2 more. We'll see if Center Grove plays for 1. It doesn't look like they're going to. They're going to run that offense.
Yeah, not a team that plays for 1 very often.
Penetrates, gets it over to Ankney.
Good defense.
And Perry gets the steal. Taylor, is he going to finish at the rim? He'll get that block call.
Yeah, Joyce and Douglas on the other end, great physical defense, getting those active hands in the way of the passing lane, creating that turnover for Taylor.
Taylor draws another foul on Center Grove. That's the 7th foul on the Trojans. Foul goes on Charlie Bemis. We'll have 2 here as the first one bounces away. Second one is no good.
Rare 0 for 2.
22 seconds left, and Center Grove will surely pull out for 1 here. Perhaps not. Looking to run the offense and get the best shot, and they turn it over.
Yeah,
I think I heard a clipboard fly there. I don't think that is what the coach was looking for with 20 seconds left.
You're right. I think Han wanted that. It's hard when you have these athletes in this motion offense. They just want to score so badly.
10 seconds left. Taylor will bring the ball up. He gets the high ball screen from Joyce. Pulls it out. 3 seconds left. He gets in the lane and draws another foul with 1 second left in the half. And he's going to get 2 more.
He's just getting what he wants today, Zach.
It seems like they don't have a player that can guard him and contain him, which
Not
is
one-on-one.
true of a lot of teams.
I think Jackson's been doing well on the perimeter, but when Jaden gets on a break or a matchup with anyone else, it's just been like a matador.
Center Grove's going to have to get some rotations hashed out. 1 second remaining here. Jackson will give the full court heave.
QB1 almost hit that one.
Nearly makes it, but it goes off the side, and we've reached halftime. At the half, Perry Meridian 27, Center Grove 18. We will step away. I'm not sure what we have lined up for our halftime entertainment, but we will return about a minute before the break ends, and we'll talk a little bit of first half action and get you ready for the second half. Again, halftime, Perry Meridian leads 27-18. We'll go away from the audio here, but we are going to let you listen in as we do senior day activities here during halftime.
Bell Creek, that's what Lonnie Valley and Jim Creek. Naomi Richards, that's what Lonnie Hayes. And Jim Tupel, that's what Lonnie Father and Sarah Tupel. Thank you to all the great members of the senior cheerleaders for the 2020. We all the representations to the school and to Meridian athletics.
All right, and welcome back to Perry Meridian High School as we get ready for second half action. A couple minutes away from start of the third quarter. Mr. Klipsch, Lucas, what are some of the things you noticed in the first half? How would you assess the performance by both teams?
Well, I think that if you're Coach James, you got to be proud of the defense on Hacker. He's got 2 points. He's missing some open threes, but not getting a lot of good looks. You got to like the aggressiveness from Taylor. 18 points in the first half. Obviously, he's one of the best offensive players in the state. But one thing that you do worry about is between him and McDonald, that's 26 and the Falcons 27 points. If you know that Zach Hahn's going to come out of halftime with a plan to disrupt Taylor, and the Falcons are going to have to find a way to get good shots despite that.
Absolutely. Coming out of the half, what do you think the message is from Coach James? What is he looking to do for the Falcons? It's a little bit harder, I think, after you've played a good half and things have gone your way, knowing that Center Grove will adjust. What's his message to his team?
You know that after that fourth quarter donut versus Pike, he's gonna make sure they keep their foot on the gas pedal. He's not satisfied, and they shouldn't be either. So you know that he's going to be motivating them to keep attacking, keep fighting, and limit the mental errors.
Well, we'll look forward to a great second half here. About 20 seconds before we start the third quarter, a couple of updates from the Perry Meridian sports world. First things first, congrats to Coach Jesse Johnson and the girls basketball team as they get a conference victory today over Whiteland, 55-39. Also, Coach Shetley today and the wrestling team competing in team state. They were able to get a big win over third-ranked Cathedral this morning, 35-29. Fell just short against second-ranked Warren Central in the semifinals, and they are currently wrestling for third place against Brownsburg. Again, that's team state over at Brownsburg. So shout out to those two programs. Great things going on in both of those as we jump into the new year. Center Grove inbounds the ball to start the third quarter as we get Hacker coming off the screen. He looks to get inside right away. He's met by shot at the rim. Ball bounces around, and we're going to get an early foul here on the Falcons.
It's on Mason.
Mason Casaro.
See how Hahn just basically told Hacker, keep attacking. The kid's only got 2 points. He's their senior leader.
You think he told Hacker to be aggressive coming out of the half?
Absolutely.
10 seconds in, and he drives straight to the basket. I think that's a theme we'll see play out here in the second half.
Oh,
another
sophomore
drive from the sophomore Ankney as he finishes two.
Nice bucket by the 10th grader.
Already a more aggressive Center Grove 30 seconds into the third quarter as they pull within 7. Taylor brings the ball up, gets it over to Pendleton. Passes over to Casaro at the top of the key. He looks to drive. Nothing there. He'll bring it back out. Spins around. Coach Hahn wanted a 5-second. He's not going to get it. Instead, Perry's going to draw the blocking foul on the Trojans.
You know things are going according to plan with Coach James when that foot is not stumping on the sideline over there.
He saw something he didn't like there from Casaro as he's going to give Casaro the break. Brinker enters the game quickly for the Falcons here as Taylor gets doubled, gets it out.
That's what we were talking about, that quick double on Taylor.
He's going to see some junk this half, I think, but he makes a great cut there. What outstanding feed from Isaiah Brinker and Jaden Taylor with the finish.
A little stare down to Jones afterwards.
This game means a lot. I think to both sides, but especially the kids at Perry. School's only 5 miles apart.
Yeah, this is a mixed school that's one of the best programs in the state athletically. A win here would mean a lot to the Falcons.
I think you're going to see that in the intensity from the Falcons here this half. We had a Falcon rebound. McDonald brought it down to the other end, and he gets called for the offensive foul.
Who was that?
Extended that arm. McDonald there with the foul.
I didn't see it, Zach.
I didn't see it either, but it looks like the refs are also going to set the tone here this half, making sure that the physical play is monitored closely. Ankney swings it around. I'm sorry, Agney receives the pass from Hacker, and he knocks down the triple.
Sophomore's confident this half.
Pulls the Trojans within 6. 6 minutes to go as Brinker brings the ball up. Gets it over to Pendleton, who hands it to McDonald. Back to Brinker up top as he'll get the ball moving around on the left side.
Oh.
Perry works it around the perimeter, gets it in the hands of Taylor. He looks inside to Shot. Shot turns, and
I wish Shot would have taken that drop step and just finished with the left hand. He had a wide open lane to the basket.
He got rejected there by Ethan Jones. Center Grove again with the theme of getting to the lane.
I think they're going to get Pendleton here. Shot had a clean block.
I think the foul there actually is going to go on Shot. And Perry, after only having 2 fouls in the first half, has already racked up 3 here in the first 2 minutes and change.
That halftime message by Coach Hahn to get in the lane, get shots up. If you're not hitting your jumpers, shoot from closer in.
Absolutely. Senior leader at the line here. Hacker makes the first. And Shot's going to head to the bench. And we'll get John Joyce back in the game. Had an outstanding first half.
It is a luxury to play with no fewer than 4 seniors on the court at any given time for Coach James.
It's a lot of seniors on the court both ways here. So we get Taylor moving to the left. Hacker was able to knock down the second free throw as he brings the Trojans within 4. McDonald penetrates. We've got another foul on the floor here. It looks like it's going to go against Ankney.
This is actually what happened in the second half of that Bloomington North loss for Center Grove. Their pace got disrupted by the officiating, and Bloomington North took over. Now Perry's going to have to capitalize on some of these smaller fouls getting called, make good decisions. Good decision. Good look.
Pendleton inside. He's going to draw another foul off the dish from Taylor.
It's a great look by Taylor.
Third team foul on the Trojans.
You think of Center Grove as being this big physical team with years of playing with Trace Jackson Davis, Indiana Mr. Basketball a couple of years ago, but they don't have a lot of size on Perry.
Speaking of Mr. Jackson,
their little brother's back in, and he's going to provide that athletic spark that they need.
He really got them a boost in the first half when he came in. He'll get to the basket, look to shoot. As Pendleton able to get 1 of 2 there.
And he can handle Taylor one-on-one a little bit.
They run a little action there at the
top of the key 3. That's what they needed in that first half from him, and they weren't getting it.
Cerny gets some space and knocks it down. Trojans are within 2. Taylor brings it up.
We got a ball game
over to Brinker. Back over to Taylor. He's going to get a ball screen on the right side. They move it around to the left. They get him trapped. Over to McDonald, who resets the offense. Back to Taylor on the left side. Swings it over to Brinker as the Center Grove bench gets fired up. And James wants to talk it over. A little out of sorts there on that possession.
Yeah, we didn't advance the ball past the 3-point line in about 20 seconds. I think that's what Coach James had an issue with. We're getting disrupted by these ball traps.
It was interesting. I almost asked you, Lucas. The Center Grove bench was getting pumped up, but I think the Falcons, if you've watched a lot of Perry Meridian basketball, might have equally been getting excited at the length of possession. They can sure string together a long possession. That's what I thought we had on our hands there. But
I think so, but I think having watched our little video delay here on your computer, there are some open lanes we're missing. There's some standing around, and I think the coach is going to want to come out with some kind of strategy to combat that high ball trap.
We'll see what he comes out of the huddle with. Center Grove's been able to chip into that lead. It was 9 at halftime. It's down to 2 now with 4:22 left.
Well, that's just a result of them being more aggressive on offense. I mean, this is a team that had plenty of good looks at jump shots in the first half, but if you're shooting a lot of jumpers and not hitting them, you can get down early pretty quick. Best way to stay in a game in high school basketball is get in the lane.
And getting some of those open looks and knocking those down might clear up some space in the lane, too.
Yeah, Cerny's 3 from the top of the key was clutch. And Angie hit one over there on the far wing.
Back to the action. Pendleton will look to inbound here to McDonald. McDonald surveys the court. Gets the ball working over, and I think Center Grove's come out of the timeout in some kind of zone.
Yeah, it's a 3-2.
Almost like a 3-2 or a 1-2-2 or... a little different look here. And Taylor gets the screen up high, gets inside the lane, and finishes strong in the basket. And Khan is up off the chair. He is not happy about that.
Coach is incensed, I think, at his team, because when you play a zone, that shouldn't happen.
Well, what broke down there? What allowed Jaden to get to the basket so easily?
They're spread. Nobody collapsed. Beating one man on a zone is not unheard of because it's a zone, but at that point, the collapse should happen and force Jaden to kick it out.
We'll see if they can get that right. Jaden was able to convert the free throw, but right back down the other end, Landon Hacker knocks down a triple, and we're right back where we were a minute ago with the Trojans within 2.
It's a confident 3. Mark James is not happy. He wanted the Falcons to meet Hacker at the 3-point line. Look at him just driving up the court, taking about a 25-footer, and Corsaro just wasn't ready for it. I'm sorry, it was
Corsaro,
yeah.
Defense, but I think too what you want to see, you get a big play at one end.
You want to stop.
You want to consolidate that big play, and that just didn't happen for the Falcons. I think that's part of their development this year as they progress. And we know, I think we can all kind of see the impact that Pike game might have had on them. Coach James, while he would like to be up by a little bit more, I think secretly he's happy that they're in a dogfight today to see how they'll respond after letting one get away.
Well, and hopefully these boys are have some urgency now. Full court press now out of the timeout.
So Hahn got a quick timeout to install the press here, and it looks like they were just a one-possession only zone. They're back in the man as Taylor comes around the top.
Yeah, he didn't like the results of that zone.
He gets the ball over to McDonald, surveys the territory. Falcons are a little stagnant as they look to get the motion going. McDonald drives to the middle, hands off to Pendleton. Taylor backs it out as he gets double teamed, swings it over to Joyce, back to Taylor. And he'll move it over to the left side to McDonald. McDonald dribbles back to the top. Taylor, nice dish down to Pendleton, who drops it off to Joyce, and it's back out to McDonald. He'll get inside and draw the foul.
Yeah, I want Pendleton to look to the basket there. He had it pretty deep. He might have just felt like he was too deep under the rim. It was a great look by Taylor. They're going to double team Taylor, and he's going to have a lot of open teammates. It's right here. Great pass to Pendleton. Yeah, he's got to take that up strong. Luckily, McDonald's aggressive enough to get us to the free throw line.
Second foul on Ethan Jones for Center Grove as the team reaches their 5th foul of the half.
Falcons have not shot well from the free throw line today. McDonald's a good free throw shooter. He misses his first. And the second.
Second one bounces off. Rebound controlled by Bemis, who gets the ball over to Hacker. Center Grove looks to get the ball moving in their offensive end.
Oh,
Coach yelling for somebody to cut.
Yeah, Coach Hahn wants constant movement on offense. Good pass to Jones. Good defense by Joyce. That was clean, ref.
Joyce comes over, and they're going to get him for the foul.
Oh, my goodness. That was a great block. I didn't see the foul on Joyce at all on that one.
4th team foul on the Falcons.
The bigger problem, though, is a great pass and an open look at the basket. Falcons have got to keep their heads in it defensively because Center Grove's getting ready to tie this game.
And they do tie it. 2 free throws are good from Ethan Jones. as we've got a sub. They're going to get Ethan Jones out of the game. Shane Bennett enters for the Trojans. So maybe getting Jones a breather there after he makes the nice play inside. McDonald brings the ball up for the Falcons. Tie game here, 33-all with 2 minutes and 12 seconds remaining. Here in the third quarter, Taylor looks to isolate, drops it down for Joyce, and Joyce will finish.
That's exactly what I was just saying. If you can get in the lane with Jaden Taylor and get him collapsed on you, you're going to have open teammates. And that time it was John Joyce with a great finish.
He drew a lot of attention there. Was able to drop it off to Joyce. And the Falcons are right back up by 2. Center Grove moves it around.
Active hands by the Falcons. Hacker.
Demas loses the ball, but it bounces right to Hacker.
Good rebound by
Can't
Joyce.
finish at the rim. Joyce gets the ball out to Casaro. McDonald puts the brakes on, but moves it inside and finishes with a left hand.
By Reggie McDonald.
The Falcons have really excelled in transition today. They've got a lot of quick baskets.
Well, that's from playing against Plainfield and Bloomington North, both teams that move the ball quickly.
Jackson returns the favor on the other end.
Heck of a move.
Gets back to within 2. 1 minute remaining. Are we going to see one shot here? Or will we run the offense? Are we outside the one-shot range?
No, I think we're going to run the offense here.
Great ball movement.
Yes.
Taylor, great shot fake, moves to the inside and finishes with 2 hands. And gets the steal.
Takes the ball away from Taven Jackson.
Will we get a back-to-back flush?
Oh, they're going to call it.
Oh, and they called the charge. I don't know about that one, Lucas.
Yeah, that was within that restricted area if we're playing in college or the pros. You don't often see a kid run straight down the lane and two-handed slam over several opponents in high school basketball.
I haven't seen that one this year. Did not see that one often at Delta High School either, my alma mater. That would have got the crowd up at Delta High School.
I bet it would.
Center Grove down 4 with 20 seconds left. Will run the offense here as we move towards the end of the third quarter.
They'll take the first good shot. They're not a one shot at the end of the quarter kind of team. That's a great look.
Ball over to Hacker, and he drops it down to Shane Bennett for 2.
And Bennett with the finish. Center Grove, a poised team. They're not going to get in their heads.
4 seconds left.
Well,
Taylor gets one up.
Called on the push off there.
And with that missed shot, it brings us to the end of the third quarter. After 3, Perry Meridian 39, Center Grove 37. Lucas, I think we're in for a fantastic finish here.
Boy, I hope
in this battle of the South Side, Perry Meridian and Center Grove.
I do hope so. I think that we're still looking at what we were seeing in the first half, which is basically all Taylor all the time. He's got 25. McDonald's got 10. That's, if you're doing the math at home, 35 of our 39 points being scored by 2 players. And how our big issue that quarter was on the defensive end. We were allowing too many layups and fouls at the rim. What can't happen is we get blanked again in the fourth quarter like what happened against Pike. We've got to stay competitive, keep fighting. Jaden's got to keep dishing that ball when they collapse on him, and I wouldn't mind seeing another flush.
Another flush would be nice. Is it safe to say the fourth quarter will be the Jaden Taylor show for the Falcons, or will they look to get still that motion offense? What's the approach here? Do you just kind of turn it over to your best player and let your best guy do his thing, or do you look to keep everybody involved and keep that flow?
So far, that's what we've done this year. It has been the Jaden Taylor show in situations like this. However, the Jaden Taylor show might be Jaden Taylor drawing double teams and getting his teammates involved, because you can't score when the 2 and 3 guys are hanging on you. So you've got some shooters on the team. Corsaro hadn't let one loose yet today. He can shoot. Pendleton can shoot. And you get those guys open. Even Reggie can knock one down from time to time. So Jaden's got to keep his head in it, keep unselfish, and pay attention to where his opportunities are for his teammates.
Absolutely. Well, we've reached the start of the fourth here as Casaro works his way around the top of the key. Gets the ball over to McDonald. Joyce and Pendleton joining on the floor. I tell you, Joyce has really made a positive impact on this Falcon team
This
today.
is his best game of the year so far.
Looks to set the ball screen for Taylor. They double. He gets the ball over to Pendleton. Pendleton doesn't see anything he likes, and he gets the ball reset to Taylor over on the right-hand side. Back to McDonald, and this is one of those patented Coach James possessions already. We're 45 seconds in, and the Falcons are content just running the motion offense.
Now he wants a good shot though. As soon as we can get a good shot, he's gonna want to take it. It's most likely going to be getting some action to free up Taylor. And there it is.
Taylor inside, and he doesn't quite finish, but he will draw the foul.
Sometimes if you don't find a good shot, you just got to make yourself a good shot. That's what Jay Taylor does in that possession.
I know Center Grove is clapping over there, but if I can run a minute off the clock with a lead in the fourth quarter and get to the line,
my best player on the free throw line,
that's a win for Perry in that possession. So Taylor knocks down the first. 16 foul on the Trojans. Perry will be in the bonus the rest of the way as they take a 4-point lead here with 6:57 remaining. Center Grove moves the ball up. We've got an open shot here from Tyler Cerny. Ball comes off, and we've got a foul on Center Grove. And it looks like they're going to identify Reggie McDonald as the shooter. He'll go to the line for a 1-and-1.
a tough break for CG. I'm not sure I saw that foul either.
Ethan Jones and Taven Jackson back into the game for the Trojans.
Oh, it's Taylor on the free throw line. Even worse for Center Grove.
Yes, my mistake. McDonald, not the shooter, but Taylor will go to the line for 1-and-1, and he knocks down the first. Falcon lead back up to 5. And he gets both.
29 for him. We just started the fourth quarter.
Marcus Ankney brings the ball up for Center Grove. Hacker comes off the screen. Looks to the Jackson in the corner. Jackson penetrates. There's nothing there. He'll swing it over to Ankney. Oh, back to Jackson.
Good ball movement by the Trojans.
They're going to get somebody on Perry.
Corsaro or McDonald reached. Yeah, it's going to be Mason Corsaro. It's aggressive ball movement from Center Grove.
Casaro's second foul, team 6. So both teams in the bonus the rest of the way.
Good defense by Reggie to disrupt Ankney.
Jackson on the right side. He'll look to penetrate. Gets inside, and they're going to call him for that charge. He extended that arm, didn't he?
Wing, he did. Again, that's an NBA call. You don't see a lot of that in high school. They will call the traditional charge. They don't usually call those little charges.
Taylor kept good position there.
He did. Mark James coaches them to keep their hands up when they get beat, and that is exactly what Taylor did in that possession. Good defense.
Drew the charge, and McDonald brings the ball up for the Falcons. Swings it over to Pendleton. Gets it over to Taylor. Looks to make a move. Doesn't like what he sees and swings it on over to Casaro.
Notice how they quickly got Cerny off of Taylor and got Jackson back on him. Doesn't matter.
Jaden was not phased. He saw one guy on him and he said, "I'm going," and he knocks down another 2.
He's got 31.
31 points with 6 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. And so far, this is exactly what you want if you're a Falcon fan to start the fourth. 45-37.
Nice move by Hacker.
Hacker gets inside. He scores for 2, and Hahn wants to talk it over. He gets a quick timeout.
One thing the Falcons are not allowing this quarter are easy looks at 3. I think at the half, Coach James adjusted some of their perimeter defense. But it's a tough ask to keep Center Grove from getting free with how quickly and aggressively they move the basketball on offense.
Yep. So with 5:34 remaining here, Perry Meridian is up 6. I hate to keep harping on it, but we revisit the situation in the last game with Pike where you had a 6-point lead going into the fourth quarter. Weren't able to close that one out. What's the message here from Coach James as we head towards the end?
He's got seniors over there, but he knows that anything's possible in high school basketball, especially with a team like Center Grove that loves to move and is aggressive. So what he's telling his guys right now is to stay steady, nothing easy, and get good shots on offense. Long possessions are okay, but we're going to take good shots. And I think that Coach James, that's been his mantra his whole career, and it's been a legendary career. So I wouldn't put any collapse against Pike on the fourth quarter on him. I think Falcons making some mental errors combined with Pike being a well-coached, well-disciplined team. So in this situation, we've already scored in the fourth quarter. We've got the momentum. Just got to keep it hammering.
We're going to see what the Falcons have here to close out. 5:31 remaining. 45-39 Perry Meridian. As Jaden Taylor will look to inbound the ball. Center Grove with a little full court pressure. But it's a soft full court man as they easily get the ball across. But they do trap. Taylor gets the ball over to McDonald, who quickly swings it back over to Taylor. And he wants everybody to clear out. He's got Jackson on him. He wants to go to work. Pulls it back out. Here comes the trap. McDonald gets shoved out. They're putting a lot of pressure, pushing the Falcons out, but Taylor still gets inside, dishes to Pendleton, who
Great look by Jaden Taylor to Noah Pendleton for the finish.
Pendleton was ready to receive that one, and he finished it there at the rim. Perry up 8, 4:50 remaining. Jackson inside, draws a foul.
Yeah, Coach James isn't going to like that one. That was too easy. Didn't finish, but Coach is not going to like entry passes that close to the rim. So our athletic director, Mr. Shornick, just reminded me that we got beat by 40 2 years ago by Center Grove here on this floor. Obviously, that was a team that had Taven Jackson's older brother, Trace Jackson Davis, as a senior. But largely, Perry was the same squad. I mean, we had a couple different. We had a senior at the time, Samaj Danley, was probably our best player. But Jaden was high usage sophomore. Reggie played and started every game. So it just shows the growth that this team's gone through over the last couple of years.
Well, we've already kind of mentioned, too, schools are 5 miles apart. It's a big deal on the south side, the outcome of this game. But it's one of those barometer games where you're really able to measure the growth of your program. Like you said, a lot of these players that are seniors now for Perry were getting significant minutes 2 years ago when Center Grove came in here and really laid the hammer. So definitely a big deal, and I think the team is well aware, too, that this is a big one. As Taylor gets to the line for 2 shots, Jackson was able to convert 1 out of 2 for Center Grove at the other end.
It's a luxury for Perry to have a player that can single-handedly break a press.
As Taylor converts 2, Falcons back up 9, 4:30 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Ankney brings the ball up, gets a screen up top, looks to drive, kicks it back out to Hacker. Hacker is able to weave his way inside, drops it for Bonds, but he's rejected by Joyce.
McDonald might have got a hand on that, too.
Joyce and McDonald said not.
Nice
at this moment. Corsaro! And the drop down from Massaro to Pendleton. Another 2 for Pendleton. He is just cleaning up around the rim.
It is press Perry at your own peril today.
It's a long 2, and he did. You know, it's funny there. McDonald played such good closeout D, but he was so excited to box out and screen out, which is a Coach James principle. He just undercut him right there.
Yeah, didn't give him a place to land, which, as we know from watching college and NBA games, that's the easiest way to put a shooter on the line, Zach. Don't give him a spot to land.
I tell you, the way they call NBA games these days, he might have been tossed for that screen out, but that's a good physical play here in the high school world.
I think Coach James just had a little quick combo with him, and now he's back out here. Reggie can, and if you read Kyle Neddenreif's piece the other day, Reggie can get a little over-aggressive. He admits that he just gets that tunnel vision. You take the good with the bad with him. He's such a high-energy player, but sometimes he just can't control all of it.
Ankney was able to convert both. pull Center Grove within 9. Falcons break the press.
Easy press.
Pissarro gets across. Coach James wants him to bring it out. Taylor trapped in the corner, gets it over to Pendleton. It was also trapped in the corner.
Oh,
Center Grove got him frazzled there.
yeah. I'm not sure what that move was. We're allowing
was
it, though.
ready for it, but Engley was there to clean it up, and that's 2 more for Center Grove.
There we go. It might be time for a timeout soon.
I think if we see, if we see some choppiness, I thought he might get the timeout, and he did. It's a little clunky there in the backcourt.
Coach is still after Pendleton for that pass.
Yeah. Looks like we'll get a 30-second timeout here. 3:06 remaining. Falcons lead 51-44. I tell you, I've been impressed today with the composure of the Falcons. They've really controlled the pace. They seem to be dictating things on their own terms.
I mean, not hard to do when you got one of the best players in the state of Indiana on your starting lineup.
He's really led the squad today and really taken over. He's made it clear he's the best player on the court.
Yeah, he says he wants to win Mr. Basketball. I don't know how realistic that is with our 3-3 record right now, but you never know. It's 33 points, averages 28 a game. Clearly just takes whatever he wants out there against a good mixed school that knows it's well coached and knows how to adjust for him, and he's just been doing it all.
Now we know we're going to see full court pressure here from the Trojans. What should we expect once they get the ball across into the half court? Are they going to continue the trap, or are they going to stay with the aggressive man-to-man?
3 minutes left, down 7. I don't think you have to trap just yet, but Hahn is having some success with it, so we may see it. A lot of hand-checking there by Engley. Hahn and Engley are both on the same page that wasn't a foul, but it was a clear slap to the chest by the sophomore.
So McDonald will head back to the line. This will be the 10th foul on the Trojans, so he will shoot 2.
Both teams in the double bonus. This could be a long end stretch here with how physical these teams have been this half.
Will get a chance to redeem themselves, as you've noted, Lucas. A little off from the line today. Free throws down the stretch here will be big, as he misses the first.
Reggie is a better free throw shooter than he's shown today. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but he struggled a little bit offensively this season. Today he has 10.
Reggie makes the second. Center Grove will bring the ball up with Hacker down 8, just past the 3-minute mark in the fourth quarter. Hacker comes around the screen.
Oh, another good look.
Can't finish. And McDonald comes away with the rebound and gets the ball across, so pull it out. And it's a good defensive stand for the Falcons.
That's a good decision by Reggie. He got his head down. Sometimes you're worried he's going to make a bad decision there with the basketball, but he pulled it up and they fouled him. Bailed him out of that trap.
Fouls today. 2:41 left, down 8. They're trapping and fouling early. I think they're trying to take advantage of the free throw woes that we mentioned earlier.
Another miss by McDonald. Got to settle down and just go 50-50 here. Shooters roll.
McDonald gets 1 of 2, and Falcons are back up 9. 2:39 remaining. Hacker around the screen up top, looks to drive, gets inside. We're going to get a foul here.
You know, they're getting into the lane too easily of late. I think, obviously, you hate to say that we're getting a little tired, but with how fast they whip that ball around and how much they've been probing the lane, it can wear on you.
Third foul on Noah Pendleton. Falcons' 9th foul, so we'll have a 1-and-1 here, and then we'll be double bonus the rest of the way as Hacker is able to convert the first of the 1-on-1. Second shot is good as we get more full court pressure from the Trojans. Over to Pissarro.
Good active hands.
Ball is knocked loose by Hacker, and he reaches around to get McDonald back to the line for 2. 2:24 remaining. Falcons are up 7.
I think that honestly, with how poorly Reggie's been shooting from the free throw line, I think Han's getting what he wants here.
I think as long as we're not converting 2 out of 2, they seem content to go with the foul strategy.
Yeah, and as long as we're not getting, they're denying Jaden. I mean, as long as Jaden doesn't have the ball in his hands, Han's fine. He'll take any other Falcon on that free throw line or with the ball. I don't blame him. 2 there.
He gets 2.
So that's what we've got to do. When we're getting fouled by, at this point in the press, this close to our end line, we've got to make them pay. That should be an easy 2. And I know that Coach James stresses free throw shooting. I know these kids shoot a ton of free throws. This is when it all comes out, Zach. You're up 9 in a must-win, in my opinion. 2 minutes left. They've been playing the foul game for most of the quarter. You got to knock the free throws down. Just what Reggie just did. We got to continue knocking free throws down. And on defense, deny the lane. If they need to shoot threes, contest and close out, but don't make any stupid fouls.
We'll see if the Falcons can execute here. 2:24 remaining. Both teams in the double bonus. Center Grove, if the theme continues, will look to get to that rim too. And try to finish inside. And this is a key possession for the Falcons as we get down towards the end here.
Yeah, stop here. And getting it under that 2-minute mark is going to be crucial.
Hacker comes around the ball screen up top, looks to the left side. I tell you.
Not what you want to see. Again, another bailout foul.
Do you think Center Grove has bread and butter they like to go to? I think I've seen Hacker come off that ball screen and go left about 4 times in a row.
He draws defenders and he dishes it down low to Jones, or he pulls up or just attacks. And he's a great free throw shooter.
At the line for 2, he knocks down the first.
I haven't seen the kid miss a free throw. And if he'd have been on in the first half, we might be tied right now. He missed 2 or 3 threes. Real close.
Couple substitutions here for the Trojans. I think they're going to go a little offense-defense, if I had to guess. So they'll get Hacker off the floor, save his fouls into the game.
And then you got Taven denying Taylor here. You've got Vaughn. It's almost a double team there to watch the ball. There you go.
The trap in the corner. And he splits the trap. Gets up the floor to Joyce. Joyce finish for 2.
Oh my goodness, off balance. John Joyce with the finish.
Looked a little out of control, but I think Joyce knew what he was doing.
Yeah,
he gathered and finished right at the rim.
Oh, the football move
Taylor.
from Taven.
Jackson comes right back at the other end. 57-50 Falcons. Ball's inbounded to McDonald's. He gets out of the trap over to Pendleton.
Oh, you want a timeout here.
And we're going to get a foul instead on Mason Long.
For a brief second there, we had some basketball.
If you were a fan that took some time to watch with us this afternoon and you're staying until the end, you might need to bank about 10 or 15 more minutes because I think we're going to see a lot of fouls coming down the stretch.
On Perry's side, it's fouls you don't want to commit, and on Center Grove, it's fouls that they do.
McDonald misses the first. He'll have one more here as we are squarely in the full offense-defense substitution and foul pattern here from Center Grove for the last minute 47.
Yeah, and Angry's got 4, and so he's seated. So,
Hacker again. He gets to the left hand. He loves that left hand, gets inside. Can't convert, but he's going to be at the line for 2.
I was going to mention that one of their shooters is on the bench with fouls, but they don't need him if Hacker's going to be able to just get to the rim that easily.
I think that foul was on Taylor. His second foul on Jaden, so no foul trouble to worry about there. As Hacker misses the first.
Remember, Trojans have no shortage of 3-point bombers, too. So they've been taking these high ball screen drives to the rim, but when the rubber meets the road, they're going to start chucking it.
Pendleton gets the ball into Taylor. Looked kind of dangerous, but he was able to receive the pass, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Taylor is deceptively fast. He plays with such ease that you forget how athletic he is.
He's definitely got some gears, and when he turns it to that high gear, it's another level. First free throw, no good. As we get the mass substitutions from the Trojans. Hacker back in the game along with Bemis and McComb. McComb may be a shooter. I haven't seen him much today for the Trojans. Look for him here in the corner.
Yeah, they're running an action for him, looks like.
First time we've seen the action come from the other side for the Trojans, and we've got a miss by Bemis, corralled by McDonald.
It's another one of those good looks in the rim, and it was just a bad miss.
Back cut.
Oh,
and we've got
Brinker made a great decision there to just continue dribbling, to bypass the temptation to go up for that layup. But he got grabbed and go to the line, but took a few more seconds off that clock.
I think you got to feel good too. Brinker, one of the stronger shooters on this Falcon team.
Yeah, solid shooter, smart kid.
And of course, what an afternoon of play-by-play basketball be without the announcer's jinx as he misses the first.
Oh, he
misses 2. Falcons up 8, a minute 13 left.
One thing is Brinker doesn't play in these situations much, so I'm not sure about that foul, ref. Brinker's moving his feet well.
A little bit of a ticky-tack foul there, and that'll be the first foul on Brinker. And again, it's Hacker going to the line for 2.
Yeah, Hacker, 11 points in this half. Really aggressive. Getting to the rim with ease, creating for his teammates. He's not tall. Probably not going to play any Division I basketball, but you got a steady senior who can shoot, who knows what to do with the basketball. That can make all the difference in the world for a good team.
I've been impressed with what I've seen out of Hacker today. He's really controlled the Center Grove offense and kept him in it as he misses and gets his own rebound there. Gets the ball over, but it's tipped by McDonald.
Reggie might have got a finger on that.
He definitely got a piece of that.
He can jump. McDonald can jump. He's also short, but my goodness, that vertical leap. Every time I see him out there skying over people for rebounds, it reminds me of how athletic he is. And he's going to go and play NAIA or D3 football, I believe.
He's been getting a lot of looks. And one of the hardest working Falcon athletes, too. I'd love to see him find success. I know he will, wherever he goes. He really helped set some foundational pieces on the football team this year as well, with his toughness and his energy.
I think his ticket would probably be defensive back, but he played both and then stuck to mainly wide receiver as a high school athlete.
Taylor knocks down 2, and the lead's back up to 9 for the Falcons. Hacker again going to the left, and he gets that foul.
Hacker flexing after the and one opportunity.
I tell you, when he goes left, he's tough. He's tough to contain.
You know, it's not hard to learn how to shoot a layup with your left hand, and this is a right-handed kid who has gone left every easy opportunity. He's put in work. He clearly knows how to handle the ball and attack the rim. That left hand, keep his body safe from Joyce, who's much bigger.
Now the scoreboard here in the arena is showing 61-54, but I believe it's 61-55.
Yeah. That's right. Well, Greg says it's right.
They gave him one shot.
Oh.
That's correct.
Something was off here. We'll keep you posted on the score. They did add another point, so we do have 61-55 here. As Joyce goes to the line, shooting 2. Makes the first.
Ice veins for the senior who's had his best game of the year.
He's had a great game today, brought the energy.
I tell you what, Zach, he doesn't play a lot, but he's probably played 15-plus minutes tonight just because of his effort and his passing and defense. And he's finished a couple layups, too.
With Taylor and McDonald setting the tone on offense, he's a really good piece in addition because he does a lot of the dirty work.
You've just got to be open underneath the basket, and Taylor and McDonald can draw defenders and find you.
All right.
So
8-point lead for the Falcons, 37 seconds remaining.
See if Brinker can redeem himself here and give us our first double-digit lead.
Brinker back to the line for 2.
There it is.
First one is good.
Coach James knew that was good before it hit the bottom of the net. There's 2.
See, when I don't say anything, he'll knock them both down. So lesson learned on the announcer jinx angle.
Now here you just stay up, move your feet.
That's no good. Rebound.
He
He
dribbled
dribbles
out of
out of bounds, and Perry is up 10 with 30 seconds. That might about do it.
Yep. You're starting to dim those lights. Party is starting to close out.
I think we'll see still some pressure here from the Trojans, but they may back off on the fouling component if Perry's able to beat the press. And that's exactly what's going to happen.
Right.
So
they're going to call it a game. Great effort by the Falcons today. Very impressed with their composure. This is what you want to see out of a team that has 6 out of its 8 rotation players as seniors.
I tell you what, 2020, not the best year all the way around, but 2021 is getting off to a great start, especially for the Falcon basketball program.
A win against the Southside Nick team that has arguably deeper athletes, a better pool of talent than Perry has ever been able to boast is something that you got to be proud of going into 2021.
Lucas, it's been a pleasure calling the game with you today. That's our final. Falcons, at the end of the game, show 65 on the scoreboard. Trojans, 55. A 10-point win for Perry. Again,
Jaden Taylor finished with 35 points for the Falcons. And Landon Hacker, 17 for Center Grove.
So Jaden Taylor, again, 35 points. Great game for the Falcons. 36. A great team effort all around. Getting redemption for that 40-point loss 2 years ago, and things are looking up in the Falcon basketball program. It's been great to be with you this afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your day. For Lucas Klipsch and Zach Urban signing off, this has been Perry Meridian Boys Basketball.